because of an existing polluting plant, which in spite of all the complaints to Pollution Control Board, nothing was being done. So the people in the community had no other way than to sit in front of the pathway where the asphalt is taken in and out. So that is the charge. So naturally, the plant owner calls the cops, and they are arrested, and that is being charged. They are being charged. But here we are talking about 23 mothers and parents. So it is a genuine protest. Okay, point number two. And within a month after this protest and the relative charge, Pollution Control Board is finally convinced that the people protesting and complaining were factually true. Fugitive leaks were found and the plant owner was asked to shut down the plant. Subsequently, the plant's consent to operate was withdrawn and the plant eventually was torn down and disposed. So the point is the right to protest in such situations is a constitutionally guaranteed right. The right to free air is also constitutionally guaranteed right. The right to life, which is being harmed because of the pollution, is also a constitutional right. Now we have documentation to confirm the chief engineer of PCB confirming the fugitive leaks, and subsequently the principal secretary, our principal secretary also confirming the same incident, same report, albeit they might have got it through the Pollution Control Board, but she is replying because of the complaints being spread out and given to a whole lot of people. We were circulating this through emails to hundreds of people. Now let's lay these two facts side by side. On one hand, there was a protest to prevent the pollution, and then the state acknowledges there was pollution and the plant was shut down. So, in this case, why then charge the people? Even if you charge the people now, in hindsight, now the charges should be dropped. That's the only contention. That's the only logical conclusion anybody ought to come up with. So I was just making that statement in simple, plain language. I am not a lawyer, so I don't need to talk in a legalese manner. I only need to say this in a simple, straightforward manner. And whatever I am saying can and has been verified. Of course, now a lawyer will have to present it in a way that the legal system would like to have it. Present it in a way the courts like to see it. This was the last ditched attempt to make this known. And at the right time, the leaks became prominent, although the leaks themselves were seen more than 2 years ago, 2 years prior to the closing, which PCB did not bother. But finally, when it became clear cut, they had no choice. But it had to be made known to the rest of the world. Only then they were willing to take action. Once again, let me repeat, these cases are from 2024. 2024 between August through September. That is when the protest happens and when they acknowledge the pollution. Although the plant itself has been in operation and polluting for a very long time, the people have had a long history of fighting against this. Since the plant closed and the last day of operation was prior to the prior to September 11, 2024. And subsequently over the months, everything wound down, and eventually in 2025, the plant was torn down, disposed, and shipped. We saw it happen. But in the light of all this, the case just appears now. Call that went out to have these 23 mothers and parents attend court was today, 23rd January 2026. I think it was in Tiruvalla, where they had to get their bails and such arrangements done. Kind of almost 1.5 years later, whoever arranges these offences, looks at these merits of this case, ought to have understood and discarded and abandoned this case. This wasn't even worth taking it to the court. Now that it has gone to the court, you might as well waste no more further time. At the next possible opportunity, this should be rightfully chucked aside. The 23 mothers and parents are typical village folks. They have better things to do, to deal with their families and to earn a living. They should not be walking the corridors of a court and wasting time there. They have already suffered 10 over years of pollution. You don't have to drag them to court and punish them for any further.